Hi everyone, this is Ben Songroth, and we are going to look at in this quick video how to make a Google group. So Google groups are ways that you can leverage putting a whole bunch of people into one contact or into one group, and then you can create a system of communication using that group. So for example, you can create a group of teachers, and that group of teachers will have all one email address that you can send out an email to, and all the teachers will get that email, and then those teachers can individually reply to that group, and it will go to all of the teachers in that group. You can also do this with students, you can do it with parents, you can do it personally, you can open up a Google group. So a lot of different options with being able to leverage Google Groups for communication. So to create a Google group, you go to groups.google.com, and you can see that up here in my Omnibox. You can also go to your waffle in the right hand corner, and you should have groups there. If it does not appear in the first one, click more, and you should see it in the more area. So we're going to go to groups, and then here we are. So at the main home screen, we're concerned with creating a Google group today. So to create a Google group, I'm just going to go up to the big red button right here that says create group. And when I select that, I get my details page for my group. So at this point, I'm going to name the group. So in this situation, I'm going to just name it first group. And when I name it, you can see that the group email address populates right here. So this group email address is going to be first-group@gtrainerdemo.exploringetech.com. So that's going to be the email address that I would send it to. Now I can adjust that if I want to. I can take that hyphen out, and I can just have it be first group. I could put other things in here if I want to, so we're going to leave it at first-group. I can give it a group description, so if I wanted to get detailed with what this group would be about, I can put that in there. And then down in this area, we're going to get concerned with now the different types of groups. So right now this is an email list, but you can also see that you have some different options here, like web forum, Q&A forum, and collaborative inbox. Email list is probably the most common. What this is going to allow you to do is send out that email, use this email here to facilitate group conversations and discussion. But then it's also going to have a web interface that you can put in discussion as well. So the web forum would just be having the forum area, whereas email list has both. Q&A would be a way for extra, question and answer areas to be established. And then collaborative inbox is going to be something completely different, where topics can be assigned to other members and treated as tasks. So then a manager can resolve those tasks or reassign those tasks. So we're going to focus in on email lists. That's probably the most common use of them. And then your permissions down here, this is where you're going to set this up depending on who is going to be in your group. Viewing topics. Okay, generally all of your members will want to be able to view the topics in your organizational members, but if you only wanted certain people to be able to view those topics in the web form, you could close this off. Posting is something that's interesting. So when you post, you can make owners, managers, or all members able to post to the group, or all organization members, which means that anybody that has, in this case, gtrainerdemo.exploringetech could post to it. So you can close this down however you want to. In previous schools that I've worked at, we've set this up where we didn't have all organizational members and all members. We just had all managers and owners. And that kind of prevented, we made all teachers managers of groups. And so that prevented some students from emailing some groups, depending on how we set up those student groups. So just as a way to see who can post and who can't post. And then joining the group, this is something that you might want to set up depending on who you want to be able to join your group. So if it's set to anyone in the organization, that means that everyone in your organization can see that group and join it. You can only invite users, or you can have people ask, or you can create a group that anyone in the web can join. So if you have a bigger listserv that you're creating, you can set that up too. So we're going to leave this to anyone in the organization. And then when that's done, we're going to go up here and we're going to hit create. And now, just like that, we've created our first Google group. So we want to see now how you can set this up to invite people to join your group. To do that, we're going to go up here to the left-hand side where it has this Manage, Members, and About. Okay, so these are the areas where we're going to worry about. I'm actually going to click on Members first. You can see that I'm the only one in this group because I have not invited anybody into this group yet. So this is where we're going to see who is in our group. But if I want to now add people to my group, I can go up here to Manage, And then over on the left-hand side over here, we can also now again see all of our members, but I can now either do things like invite members, directly add members, look for outstanding invitations, and then people that maybe have requested to join my group. So for our purposes, we're going to actually go ahead and direct add a member. And that's now going to be in here where I enter in their email addresses. So I can enter in writer@gtrainerdemo. I can enter in Dwight to join, and now I have to write them a welcome message. So this is a way that I can directly add them in, and you have to write a welcome message in order to send this and get them in. It doesn't have to be long, it just has to be under 1,000 characters. Here's something to keep in mind is that when you are adding group members, you can only put in 25 at a time. So it's not something that you can copy and paste like a whole list of students and drop them into one group. It's only 25 members at a time. So when I'm done with that, I just hit add. And it takes a second, and now 2 people are added to the group. Hit done. And here's my group. No topics are available, but if I go over here to members, you can see that now I have those 2 other members of the group. When it comes to managing your group and knowing your permissions, all of your settings are going to be over here on the left-hand side where you can see any pending messages. Your settings over here are going to be determined like different email options that you can have. If you're worried about the Google Level 1 certification, you don't need to worry about anything in here, but you can get pretty deep into how you're structuring your group. Like for example, I know if you're using a student group, you might be you might want to include moderation, where you as the owner of the group or manager of the group can moderate the messages. You can also have different permissions in here, and this is where I can adjust those initial permissions that we set up right at the beginning, and then you get into some more details with like different posting permissions, and you really can get deep into the woods with what all of these mean. But that's not really the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is just to show you how to quickly create a Google group. So with that being said, that is our quick tutorial on how to create and manage a Google group. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Ben Songroth. Find me on Twitter at Mr_Songroth. Hit me up in an email, bsongroth@LTC Illinois. Thanks for watching.